also echoes, which the prisoners believe are the voices of the shadows.
Plato's
music.
Oh yeah, and why does the KKK burn crosses? Thought you guys were Christian. This is another video for black people. The Sphinx, you know, the nose, it's like broken off. That's because it had a black nose, like the features of a black person's nose. And because we stole Egypt and all of their technology, we had to break the nose off. It's what we do best, whitewashing. Some other things that come to my mind, other than batteries and electricity being stolen from the Egyptians. Jesus was sold for 30 pieces of silver. That was also, coincidentally, the most amount of money a black slave could be traded for back in Roman times. Have you ever wondered how Jesus or a Jew or some Hebrew person walked into a town and everyone knew right away that they were Jewish? How do you know someone's religion? Just by looking, because they're black people. It's that simple. Have a mind, grow a brain. Dude, Kanye was right. Crucifixion itself was a torture method reserved for the slave class, black people in Rome. You think they were doing that to white people? Oh, did you know all the gladiators were black too? Oh, Spartacus? It wasn't a white dude. All those black names in the Bible. Zechariah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Enoch, Isaiah. We can do this a long time. We really can. It's the entire Bible. It's a black history book. It's a black history book.
Will you please go to the blackboard and explain this Rebec reaction using electronic equations?
Noch in englischer Sprache, die Lehrerin aus der Sowjetunion.
Equation, we see that some elements change their valency after the reaction. At the cathode,
Chemie an einer Oberschule der Hauptstadt, Kenntnisse über die materielle Natur der Erde.
At the cathode, hydrogen will discharge.
Ein Frauenbildungszentrum. An der Tafel das Wort Revolution.
oo laga helay dajinta dadkii abaartu ku dhacday saddexda faa'iido laga helay dadkii abaartu ku dhacday saddexda faa'iido laga helay waxay kala yihiin saddexda faa'iido oo laga helay waxay kala yihiin
qoob gur ah miskaab saliid ah laba xabo oo linganaan ah saana toon ah laba xabo laba kumo
in Kursen für Haushaltswissenschaft sich Fertigkeiten aneignen für die neue Familie in einer sich wandelnden Gesellschaft. Kochen wird auch gelernt. Vor allem aber wird vermittelt die Idee der Gleichberechtigung auch in Afrika. Lehrerbildungsinstitut an der Nationaluniversität.
In a Harbor Gateway neighborhood where black and Latino gang members were at war. On the day she was killed, police say Latino gang members were looking for a black person, any black person, to shoot, and they found one. Eyewitness News reporter Darsha Phillips is in downtown L.A. and has reaction from the girl's family.
It is the order of this court that you shall, for each murder conviction individually, suffer the death penalty.
22-year-old Jonathan Fajardo showed no emotion when the judge sentenced him to death for killing 14-year-old Cheryl Green and a witness to the crime, Christopher Ash.
I tried to have some compassion for him,
But seeing that this man doesn't, it's like he's a monster. It's like he's a monster, and how can you have passion for someone like that?
Fajardo, 18 at the time of the killing, opened fire on a group of African Americans in Harbor Gateway. Police say Fajardo, a member of the 204th Street gang, targeted the group because they were black.
I thought those days were over with, and we got out there and did what we had to do to bring, notoriety to the situation.
The killing sparked an outcry of protest from community members and elected officials.
I further find that the murder was premeditated, willful, and committed with malice aforethought.
Fajardo was eligible for the death penalty on the special circumstances of multiple murder, committing a hate crime based on race, and committing the crime for a gang. The victim's family say they are relieved justice has finally been served.
She'll always be with us, and I'm just glad that this part is over with, that we can finally move forward, that Fajardo got what he deserved.
Now, along with that death sentence, Fajardo was sentenced.
A big expression of happiness, boy, you couldn't miss.
There are also echoes, which the prisoners believe are the voices of the shadows.
Plato's music.
Filling the ark by the grace of God. Now when the ark was done, God's voice was heard. He said, now Noah, let me tell you what to do. Calling the animals 2 by 2. So he called them in the ark, 2 by 2. He called the birds, the ox with the kangaroo. Then he called and Japheth, the ham and Shem. Then God began to flood the land. Filling the ark by the grace of God. Now when the ark was done, God's voice was heard. He said, now Noah, let me tell you what to do. Calling the animals 2 by 2. So he called them in the ark, 2 by 2. He called the birds, the ox with the kangaroo. Then he called and Japheth, the ham and Shem. Then God began to flood the land. Filling the ark by the grace of God. Now when the ark was done, God's voice was heard. He said,
like me being a part of James Brown.
Okay.
In that trouble? You got your ID on you, Chip? Well, no, I live right here.
Okay, cool.
It's a cigarette. Did y'all get a call or something right here?
No, so we're doing checks, keeping everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal surge that Donald Trump's putting out?
No.
Right. You don't follow like Code 3, anything like that people are putting up? All right, so yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together for 7 days and going out, trying to stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them, right? Quality of life offenses, smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside, right? Most people know that. Right? So we're contacting people, trying to advise them of the law so they learn, right? And then if there's other stuff going on where it turns into, there's multiple agencies, there's a shooting and things like that. So there's extra hands available, right? So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just go grab people and ruin someone's life over a joint or something like that, alright?
This was going down in D.C. though, folks. This is what's going down in D.C. right now. I mean, this was posted 22 hours ago, so yeah. I hope some of you coons and buffoons are realizing that a lot of people are smarter than you think they are. Stop projecting. Stop using my talking points. But yeah, let's go back into this, cause damn, it goes down. It goes down. I gotta rewind it now.
How y'all doing today? Y'all staying in that trouble? You got your ID on you, chick?
Well, no, I live right here.
Okay, cool.
It's a cigarette. Did y'all get a call or something right here?
No, so we're doing checks, keeping everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal surge that Donald Trump's putting out?
No.
Right. You don't follow like Code 3, anything like that people are putting up? All right, so yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together for 7 days and going out, trying to stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them, right? Quality of life offenses, smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside, right? Most people know that. Right? So we're contacting people, trying to advise them of the law so they learn, right? And then if there's other stuff going on where it turns into, there's multiple agencies or there's a shooting.
I really gotta pause this for a second, because they're telling you can't smoke indoors, but now they're saying you can't smoke outdoors. Now, if they're saying specifically marijuana, I get it. I respect that. I don't want weed smoke. I hated it when they legalized it in New York, and I'm walking down the street and me and baby DG is like getting inundated with marijuana smoke. I don't do that around her, nor should the world, but that's what happened. So I get the marijuana, but cigarette smoke, you guys told us we can't smoke in our apartments, can't smoke in hallways, elevators, staircases, beaches, parks. Basically, we can smoke on the staircase in front of our house. And that's the only regulated smoking place, maybe in the street, not on the sidewalk, I don't even know. But that's the only regulated smoking place that you can have a cigarette, right? So you can't be running up on people smoking cigarettes. Like, that shit is not a crime. Like, stop selling it if it's a crime. If cigarettes is a crime or smoking is a crime, just fucking make it a crime right now. Make it a crime right now, and motherfuckers will stop smoking, because I don't need them problems. Smoking a cigarette ain't a crime. Y'all gotta stop fucking with people. I'm gonna turn this back on.
things like that. So there's extra hands available, all right? So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just go grab people and ruin someone's life over a joint or something like that, all right?
I only asked because when you walked up, at the moment you walked up, you only had eggs.
Yeah, well, it smelled like the odor of marijuana, burnt marijuana in the air, right? And you're the only guy that had something lit in your hand, and I didn't flashlight you, so I didn't realize it was just a cigarette. So that's on me. I appreciate you understanding and not getting chippy with me. All right, so just know, right? Learn, teach, tell your boys, like, yo, everybody's out, from FBI to park police. Right? So do your thing. Let them know. Don't be smoking outside. Don't be drinking outside, because Donald Trump is tired of it. People come to visit.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know smoking in public?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, arrestable
Because
offense.
they're learning it's recreational use, so I didn't know.
Yeah, so DC, it's recreational use as well, right? But you can legally possess up to 2 ounces. You can gift an ounce to your boy, right? So if you had 2 ounces and he said he needed a zip, you can give him a zip, but you can't smoke outside. You
The motherfucking police said, yo, if you want to give him a zip, you can get... Look, I know you coons trying to get the bag right now. But nigga, do you even know what the fuck a zip is? Do you know what a zip is? Half of y'all ain't even straight. Y'all just in y'all cars. Working hard. I respect that. But tethering onto a culture that's totally different. Like, nigga, I learned what a zip was from white people. Y'all coons gotta stop this shit. Alright, let's grow them up. Let's keep going.
As a church motion, I came all the way down Pennsylvania Avenue this morning. So peaceful, young. I don't smell no weed, young. I don't see no homeless people. I mean, I came all the way through the southeast side, all the way down here. You see now I'm at the White House, jump, man. It's quiet, young. It's a shame that it takes somebody to have to sit in your classroom in order for you to be in order, young. Because that's what it feels like, young. You got to be babysitted to do your job, young. Stuff been out of control for years. You got to do better, young. You got to do better, young. And mainly, young, you got the problems. It's us, man. It's always us giving everybody a bad name, young. We'll see how long this lasts, young. How many murders was it last night? How many carjackings was it last night? Talk to me. And y'all keep on posting all these data numbers and things of that nature that y'all see everybody else reposting. The stuff that came from the Metropolitan Police Department and the mayor, yeah. Let me tell you something, yeah. Let me tell you something. You can't be that stupid. You can't be, man. Who enters that information to get that data analysis, yeah? People do. You can enter whatever numbers you want to make whatever report show what, but you can't hide the crime, young. You can't do it. Let me give you something to break it down to you for those that don't understand. I retired from UPS, right? So what they used to do to play with the numbers or whatever, we have mission packages. You would have drivers over the hours. They'd go in and enter the information, and the report would show whatever they needed to show to keep their bonus that week for their bosses not to fire their ass. So stop believing that stuff. And I don't know if you ever had to deal with the DC government, young, but they suck, young. They have got a lot more better now that the officers have did what they had to do and got all of these people out of the government and got rid of the riffraff and things of that nature. People actually do work now. Let me give you this for example, right? You got carry and conceals or whatever that were being issued by the DC separate department that was handling the gun license and the things of that nature. They went from turnaround time for like 4 months, 5 months for you to have to damn get a gun registered in DC and get a carry and conceal to 2 weeks It used to take you 3 months just to get an appointment to talk to somebody and take your information and your gun down there. Now, you go online right now and they got appointments available tomorrow. How does that happen? What changed? You put some fire under their asses and now they want to do some work.
Alicia Batson shopped here on Monday and was going to come.
I don't understand. We need this store. We do.
Alicia Batson shopped here on Monday and was going to come back here for groceries today. As soon as our interview was done, she started to cry. Part of the reason why she was so emotional may be because of what she told us in the first 30 seconds of our conversation.
What are we supposed to do as a community? Where am I going to go now? Where am I going to go get stuff for my kids? I don't understand. We need this store. We do.
Alicia Batson shopped here on Monday and was going to come back here for groceries today. As soon as our interview was done, she started to cry. Part of the reason why she was so
Hey, y'all want to fix male students? Hold on. Oh my God. I can't wait till I fix this goddamn studio up. It's about to go down right now. Y'all want male students to pay attention? Nigga, here you go. They gonna learn reading, arithmetics, chemistry, what's that shit they come after chemistry? Physics. Nigga, if that was my physics teacher, motherfucker, I would be building rockets right now. I'm just keeping it 100. Look, some of y'all I don't know, trying to front for the streets. Nigga, if this was my physics teacher, I'd be in space. I'd be taking a SpaceX rocket right now because I was inspired. Look, I get it. It might be sexist or whatever you women might think, but I would have paid attention. And I think that's what we lacking. Because when I went to school, not gonna lie, I had some worn out white ladies teaching me. I wasn't inspired. I just wasn't. I ain't gonna lie, Jamaican dude got me out of Math 1. He made me stop cutting class. Got it. That's why I got out of Math 1 and just went to like Math 6 real quick. But he made me stop cutting class. So shout out to Bumba. Yeah, I mean, a rude boy them. That's him. I respect that. I do. Mr. Gray, you know what I mean? William E. Grady High School, Mr. Gray, he became the principal after that. And the teacher that used to kick me when I came into class high as a motherfucker. Yeah, I was smoking back then. Yeah, Michael Mogul, he became the head of the teachers union. I don't know. I come from. I got some good teachers in my life, right? But I didn't have that one, nigga. I ain't had that teacher, nigga. I would have built the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Okay? And then made my younger self try to marry her ass. Cause what the fuck? Black men didn't have the right teachers. Sometimes it's not good having the wrong teachers. I'm just let me keep scrolling. All right, back to the shenanigans.
and one your color. It's called Esau and Jacob. You be quiet. You'll never, you can take me to jail. You're mad. Go ahead. Now let me let my people know the truth on this motherfucker. Esau and Jacob, you mad because the promise is coming to my people and you think we stole the birthright? But it's, yo, shut up, bitch. It's coming to us. But you need to understand, you don't run America no more. Everyone feed it. All y'all people is all the same. That's what y'all teach in your house. But black people don't teach that hate in our house. You need to understand that. Yeah. Yeah, we don't teach hate in our house. Y'all teach hate in y'all house. Y'all narcissists. But you ain't gonna play that shit with me, yes. Because I'm not a slave. I never came from Africa. I'm an indigenous person to this country. You shut up. Let me tell you instead of what your mama taught you. Let me tell you the truth. I'm the queen in this motherfucker. You understand me? You came from my color. Black make every color. You understand me? Black make every. Your people are going extinct. And that's why you're mad. You can't procreate. That's what eugenics was about. That's what eugenics, the Darwin theory. Because y'all know the truth. I've been waiting to say this. I've been waiting to say this all my life. You're mad because only black people have the genes to procreate. And y'all know the truth. You come from me. A black person can make any color in Africa, white with blue eyes and blonde hair, just like you. Have a twin, one my color and one your color. It's called Esau and Jacob. You be quiet. You'll never, you can take me to jail. You're mad. Go ahead. Now let me let my people know the truth on this motherfucker.
Let me stop it. Yeah. I know once I get to that, somebody's going to take it and go, man, you can't mess with the B-dub. But isn't that the Israelite type woman that you want in your life? Isn't that the woman of God that knows her scripture, that knows the truth? Isn't that what you proclaim to need? Typically, that's why I sit back with my microphone off.
They call them hoteps. All of these brothers, these so-called conscious brothers, these so-called smart brothers, these revolutionary type brothers, and there's nothing wrong with having that mindset. None of them are working. Most of them, they are just all talk and no bark. And I'm starting to realize that. Or they're going to use their competence to try to bamboozle and manipulate the people. I have been friends with black men that are extremely revolutionary and they don't have a job and they don't plan on getting no business about their motherfucking self. That's one thing I'm noticing. So let me get this straight. You can sit here and you can preach about white supremacy. You can preach about systemic racism and you can preach about all of these things. But for some reason, you don't want to take the necessary steps there are to take to actually benefit the black community or actually put something back into your community or put something back into your fucking household. I'm going to tell y'all right now, okay? If you see a brother with them colors, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Them red, black, and green colors or anything that resembles Pan-Africanism, run. I hate to say that because I know all brothers are not like that. But they have a history of doing fuck shit. They have a history of really misleading the people because of their so-called quote-unquote knowledge. All of these brothers, most of these brothers, the majority of these brothers ain't got no motion in real life. I promise you that. I promise you that. They just all talk. They don't have any resources. They don't have any of that to elevate their own household, let alone the black community. All I'm saying is use your critical thinking skills and move on.
Can't lie. Hey, look, this is.
It took me a while to figure it out.
So, hey,
they call them hoteps.
Welcome.
All of these brothers, these so-called
it on that one, you chuck it on this one, you chuck it on your mother and you chuck it on your father, you chuck it on your brother and you chuck it on your sister.
I don't think I could show that he was about to body his slam that guy.
Has to make sure to come home before sundown. We need all the protection that we can get in the city because the city is really getting dangerous. A person like me at this age, I has to make sure to come home before sundown. We need all the protection that we can get.
I was about 23 years old. My husband and I, at some point, the hustle has to end. When I was about 23 years old, my husband and I lived in a little area of Fort Worth, Texas, called Northside. And if y'all know anything about Fort Worth, you know that Northside is predominantly Hispanic. Now, having lived there for several years, I would surmise that probably about 1 in 3 people in our little area in Northside are probably there illegally. I mean, it's Texas, y'all. So anyways, he used to take his check, or I would take his check, depending on whether or not he was in town or not, down to this little check cashing place called Cambiamos Cheques. It's a place where you go if you don't have a bank or a very good ID, and they charge you a fee, and you cash your check. And of course, every Friday, there was a line of people from the neighborhood getting their check cashed. And one thing I noticed one day is that certain people would go and cash their check in the the check cashing area, and then they'd move right down to the Western Union window where they would send money. Now, I didn't know what was going on because I was new to Texas, new to the world, new to check cashing, new to all of it. So I asked my girlfriend, hey, why do I see so many people in line at the Western Union? And she just said, oh, it's because they're sending money home. And I said, home? And she said, yeah, like back to Mexico. They're sending money home. Then she proceeded to explain to me that it's mostly illegal immigrants that are here working under the table, taking their checks and getting them cashed, and then sending most of that money. They would keep maybe a couple $100 out of their check and send most of it back to their families in Mexico. Now, at the time, I didn't really think anything of it, but with all of the discussion about all of the money that American taxpayer dollars have shelled out in order to support illegal immigrants in our country, I thought I would look into what that meant for both America and Mexico. So as it sits, as of 2023, Mexico is the second largest country in the world to receive remittance payments from places like Western Union, and they receive about $63 billion a year into their economies and into their homes from people that are here illegally or legally, sending it back home to Mexico. As a matter of fact, remittance payments account for about 4.5% of Mexico's total GDP. Now, frankly, I don't care what anybody does with their money. You can keep it, you can save it, you can spend it, you can do whatever you want. However, if you are also here in this country getting free rent, free food, free health care, free attorneys, free advocacy, and also working under the table and not paying taxes, I kind of take that a little personally, because I feel like it makes it easier for you to send all of your money back to another country and not spend any of it here and help their economy and not ours. While my husband, who at the time I believe was making about $500 a week and being taxed, that was pre-tax, we're struggling because we weren't qualified for the freebies. I do want to say this. Something interesting happened. From 2019 to 2023, while Biden was in office, total remittance payments from America to Mexico grew by 32%. Now, it might feel like reaching, but I don't think it is. I believe that is a direct reflection of the amount of illegal immigration that occurred in this country during that time period. Now let's take into account the fact that not only was our government fighting for these illegal immigrants to stay in our country, but Mexico's leader was fighting not to take them back. I wonder why. Well, because according to an article that I read, the total remittance payments going into Mexico from people living here is actually more per month than what the average Mexican citizen makes in a month. So it quite literally behooves the Mexican leadership to allow the illegal immigrants to stay here, make tax-free money, live for free, and then support their economy. Now look, I have empathy, and I think that everybody should be able to live the very best life that they can, but at some point, the hustle has to end, because that's all this is. It's one big fat hustle.
Get slapped out in number. I asked about. I mean, shout out to the cheerleaders. Oh my God.
One time, he said, Oscar, the reason that the black filmmakers are having so much trouble is because we whites got to protect our jobs and our families, etc. He said, look what you guys did to baseball. Look at the salaries they're making. Look what you guys did to basketball. Look what you did to boxing. If you guys did that to filmmaking, we'd be out. I said, that's not true. We'd all be making more films. We may even be making better films. And the investors would make more money. The theaters would be full. He said, no, we're worried about our jobs, so therefore we're going to keep you guys out. And it's the long and the short of it. It's the long and the short of it. We're talking about economics. You know, you take an actor like, let's say, Sidney Poitier. This guy was a box office draw for so many years. Then all of a sudden, blacks can't make it in film. Forget about it. Blacks don't make films that make money. Now Richard Pryor, he is so much in demand, he's booked up for the next 5 years. Everyone says, that was lucky. It was a phenomenon. Here comes Eddie Murphy. Now he's booked up. So the phenomena that we talk about in Hollywood, that's all in our heads. That's to keep us holding on to what we've got so that you can't get in. Unfortunately, the blacks are visible. So when you say you can't get in and you speak about blacks, you can point to a color. The same thing applies to young white filmmakers. They don't let them in either, unless they're family or relative. They got to.
Well, on the other side. You know, if y'all actually go look up on my channel, there's a weather reporter that dresses the same fucking way. Of course, but she's not black, so this is probably even worse. We're gonna leave that alone right now. Definitely gonna leave it alone.
What am I under arrest for? Christian, are you serious right now? Okay.
You're under arrest for assault 14.
I didn't assault him though.
We have video cameras.
I literally we were having an argument. I'm not resisting, so you don't have to do it harder. Christian, are you serious right now?
So they're in Washington State. He doesn't get a say.
But I understand. We were arguing. But I understand entirely. We were arguing. Okay, I'm not gonna resist. But I'm telling you that we was arguing. I didn't assault him. I didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that you guys are doing this to me and he's the man in this situation, I'm gonna comply. I am. I'm not going to argue with you at all.
I appreciate that.
But you have me on camera, but at the same time, what he has on camera, I have my phone, shows something different. So if I need to show that, I will.
We have you on camera, so all that here.
Okay, but I have my phone that shows something different. But Christian, thank you, Christian.
Don't talk to him right now.
Okay, I won't. Thank you so much, officer. They are arresting me right now, Christian. Sissy, they're arresting me right now. Am I gonna go actually to jail right now?
You are actually gonna go to jail.
Wait, but right now,
yes, it's a physical
I didn't. Can he tell you that I didn't do nothing to him?
We have it on camera.
Christian, are you serious right now?
Alright.
Christian, I'm about to go to jail because of you right now. You know what? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I will never fucking shoot again. Ever.
You gotta go this way.
Okay. Can we please hold these, protect the shoulders or something? This is completely unacceptable. We are in a relationship. We had an argument. Are you serious right now? So I'm under arrest for assault right now. Okay.
They gonna say it's black women. I'ma say it's all. Most, a lot. Some of y'all good. And I'm not being specific. Matter of fact, let me say this right. I'm not being specific. I'm just saying. Y'all women play that victim shit real quick, real fast. Like, it ain't cool. And this is now what's happening. You got a bunch of cops that got problems with their mama and the same situation. Y'all going to jail. Y'all going to jail. I remember my video. Thank God it got unlocked. But it was like, I think the title was Me Too, But You Next. Yes! It was Me Too, But You Next. These are the effects of what y'all asked for. This is equality at its finest. Had not the cameras in the airport been recording such things, maybe she would have got away with it. But, ouch. This is not cool. She got caught out there, man. And what's up? My mic is. I know. I'm trying not to go make a mic on everybody because it'll blow your eardrums out when you turn the mic off. But and I really shouldn't be talking. But this right here got me like, yeah. This is not a good look for women. Not specifically. To say it right, specifically, any woman. This is, you can't be beating a man up on camera and then be like, are you gonna let this happen? Tell him this didn't happen. I mean, and they're like, the law says that we saw it happened, you're going to jail. It didn't happen, but tell him, no, he can't stop this. You did it. Like, amen to the sister. She's still disrespectfully fast. So I shout out to her. But let's keep scrolling my Twitter. There's always something good on this mug. Whew, damn. Let me turn the beat back on.
This is just going to show alcohol, but we'll get the blood test or we'll get a hair test.
Taking alcohol test. I don't even drink.
We'll get some of that hair off your chinny chin chin, bro. We'll get some of that. We'll see what's in your system.
Oh my God. I was hit by a car and you're sitting here questioning me about all
That's a whole, all I know is you were involved in an accident, which lets us.
But then find out the details, because I didn't do anything.
But if you're in an accident, you're belligerent with this nurse, then that tells us that there's something that's being hidden, right? So drugs, alcohol, What's going on? What's rolling through your system, bro?
Nothing at all.
Can you follow my finger? Like, are you coherent at all?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, then we'll take this test. Again, I got a fresh.
No, we're not. Can you keep that away from me?
Is your car in the parking lot?
It was hit by the other car, so it should be where.
How'd you get here?
Okay, drunky McDrunk pants, that's not what I asked. You could have had a little fender bender and drove yourself here. You don't have to be rude and belligerent with me right now.
Okay.
This is just going to show alcohol, but we'll get the blood test or we'll get a hair test.
Taking no alcohol test. I don't even drink.
We'll get some of that hair off your chinny chin chin, bro. We'll get some of that. We'll see what's in your system.
Oh my God, I was hit by a car, and you're sitting here questioning me about all
That's a whole. All I know is you were involved in an accident, which lets us.
But then find out the details, because I didn't do anything.
But if you're in an accident and you're belligerent with this nurse, then that tells us that there's something that's being hidden, right? So drugs, alcohol. What's going on? What's rolling through your system, bro?
Nothing at all.
Can you follow my finger? Like, are you coherent at all?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Well, then we'll take this test. Again, I got a fresh.
No, we're not. Can you keep that away from me?
Is your car in the parking lot?
It was hit by the other car, so it should be where.
How'd you get here?
Okay, drunky McDrunk pants, that's not what I asked. You could have had a little fender bender and drove yourself here. You don't have to be rude and belligerent with me right now.
Okay, smarty McSmarty.
This is no.
There's no call for that. You are a nurse. You should have knew that I wasn't intoxicated when I came in. You know, how many intoxicated people do you do all day?
A lot, and that's why you are exhibiting a lot of those same behaviors.
Excuse me, sir. Without talking to you, I'm talking to the nurse.
Then please, by all means, because we wouldn't have to be involved. Because now we're getting this test off you one or another. Please finish your conversation with her. Continue to show us how belligerent you are, because you can't even finish a conversation with her. No, we'll sit here and watch you. Have a conversation.
That's not even
show her the respect. I'm
at the hospital. That has nothing to do with the medical.
When you're talking to her, you're disrespectful, and then you want to say that you only want to talk to her. So do you want to talk to us or you want to talk to her?
She should be checking me for a concussion. I told her I had a headache. She told me I had a hangover.
That's not our problem. You don't have any life-threatening things. So
how do you know?
Because we can look you up and down. Now we need to search your person. So
I thought you was a police officer.
Do you want to have the conversation with us about the law, or do you want to have a conversation about the medicine with her?
I want to have a conversation about medicine with her.
Then have the conversation with her. I'll get this queued up.
You to take that breathalyzer is what I
That's
want.
all you want.
That's all I want you to do.
All right, just to show y'all,
You got 10 seconds until this thing's going to be ready. All right.
All right.
We're going to take this. Now, don't you make any sudden movements. As soon as this goes off.
You came too fast,
Bro, calm down. Blow on that. Keep blowing. All right, let's get this. See.
That's gotta be wrong.
What do you say? What's going on? I took y'all test. Can I go now?
All right, we're done. All right.
Well, no, let's.
Now let's hear. What are we gonna do?
What is belligerent?
All right, thank you, sir.
Maybe he's got. Hold on, he can still have drugs in his system.
I don't have any drugs in my system.
You don't have any weapons on your person?
I don't have anything. Can y'all please stop harassing me?
All right, we're gonna go before we get to the
please.
Alright, let's take a concussion test. Come on.
Let us know if he's a problem. Jesus Christ.
Sinners. I'm in my home right now. I can do what I want to do. But sinners. We are sinners. That's the new word for the coon. You FBAs are sinners. Not when we out in public. I think I know how to walk these streets properly, and you should too. But when I'm home, I do what I want to do. So, my nigga, this is my Twitter. I'm sharing what I reshare and repost to the world. Wow. Y'all co-sign that? Y'all co-sign that?
If you're saying something wrong, you're saying something wrong. Yeah. This is not true. Black men are in the houses. Black men are taking care of their kids. Black men are great fathers and providers. I don't care if they make $40,000 a year or they make $100,000 a year. They are still good providers. If you're saying something wrong, you're saying something wrong. Yeah. This is not true. Black men are in the houses. Black men are taking care of their kids. Black men are great fathers and providers.
Fundamentally and deserves to be destroyed, then anything Donald Trump does basically short of surrender will be too far for you. If I was visiting this school 100 years ago, speaking in support of an American president, I think we would at least have some broad agreement on what a country's leader should be trying to do. But we don't anymore. I don't think it's because America's changed. In fact, I think it's because Britain has changed. From my perspective, Britain is one of the greatest countries in the history of the world. You were the country of Shakespeare, the steam engine, and Adam Smith. You defeated Napoleon, you destroyed the slave trade, you stood up to Hitler. My country, America, became great as it is because of what we inherited from you, from Britain. When I hear the slogan, "Make America Great Again," I'm also hearing, quote, "Return America to its British roots." Great Britain has everything in the world to be proud of. But when I look at Britain today, I see a country where the ruling elites are in a race to abandon the very values, the values that made them so great in the first place. I wish I could blame this all on labor, all on the left, but I can't. This country just had its 14th uninterrupted year of so-called conservative rule. And what did they conserve exactly? Well, they didn't conserve the ancient British rights to freedom of speech. In Britain today, 30 people a day are arrested for offensive posts on social media, according to The Telegraph. Praying silently within 600 feet of an abortion clinic can get you arrested in Scotland, as a 74-year-old woman named Rose just learned weeks ago. Members of Parliament scold British citizens for thinking they have the right to say that they do not have the right to say things that offend Muslims. 14 years of conservative rule didn't conserve British prosperity. Adjusted for inflation, cost of living, the average British worker makes less today than they did in 2008. Outside of London, the British have lower incomes than every one of America's 50 states, and it never used to be this way. British industry pays 4 times as much for electricity as America does. You have the highest electricity rates in the world, a consequence of a choice of going net neutral. Nothing will kill a modern economy faster than high energy prices. And the country that invented the steam engine now has some of the highest energy prices on the planet. But above all, 14 years of conservative control didn't preserve the British nation. This country's conservatives thought it was their moral duty to allow anyone from the third world to move here. They didn't need to hold Western values. They didn't need to have useful skills. They could go on welfare immediately. Just last week, Keir Starmer announced he's changing the law to make sure immigrants who commit crimes are deported, because the conservatives never actually bothered passing that law themselves. The dying out of the British nation means the dying out of Christianity. Britain is the birthplace of Baptists, Methodists, Presbyterians, Anglicans, Quakers, and more. I would guess that more Christian denominations trace back to Britain than any other country. But soon, Britain will have more practicing Muslims than practicing Christians. I think that will be a catastrophic change, and everyone knows it. That's why it's only Muslims moving to Christian countries, never the other way around.
That was some real slick, real. I sound like testing their motorcycle. That was some real slick work right there with the words. He threw more in there at the end of that, and then started to speak of the Muslims. Yeah, I'm gonna replay this. Hold on. Catch this. Listen. He's mentioning the word more at the end of saying that Britain was the place of Christianity, baptism, not Christianity, but baptism, Catholicism, all the other things. Hold on. Listen.
Is the birthplace of Baptists, Methodists, Presbyterians, Anglicans, Quakers, and more. I would guess that more Christian denominations trace back to Britain than any other country. But soon, Britain will have more practicing Muslims than practicing Christians. I think that will be a catastrophic change, and everyone knows it. That's why it's only Muslims moving to Christian countries, never the other way around. I don't want America to go the way of Britain. I want us to remain free. I want us to remain rich and innovative. I want us to remain Christian. I don't want Americans to be replaced. But forget what I want. This is what the American people want. And in a democracy, the people are supposed to get what they want. The very same people that lecture us about democracy have a lot of problems with the consequence.
At the African Day Parade, you don't see the Africans. You got the festival that be going on in Brooklyn. the band festival, the African festivals. Where's the Africans at? When we doing our rallies and our marches, where's the Africans at on your side? Talk to us really about that, man.
See, let me tell you something. We think slavery in America was something. Slavery in Africa is still in force. You talking about deaf, blind, and dumb. Don't confuse you because somebody got on some printed cloth that's printed in Holland or India that you're looking at an African cultural expression. That's not an African cultural expression. That cloth was printed in a European country and then sold to Africans. And they've accepted that as their cloth. You understand what I'm saying? Just that piece. Now, they do speak the language, but they know less about their history than you and I do. So you've got a deaf, blind, dumb, backwards person speaking an African language, coming from the African country, came here to be a parasite on their own people with no respect for themselves as human beings, and then because they speak a language, try to make you play you off like they got something culturally that you don't have. The most culturally enforced African in the world is the African American. Most of the movements that have changed the world, that allow all ethnic nations to profit, has been our movement. And so we get peed on and played down because these people are so punked out and scared of the white man that they feel because they're scared of the white man, they got to be against us.
Are they our people, brother, or are we our own people now?
No, we got to understand two things. We have a race and then we have an ethnic place. Ethnically, we African Americans. Just like a guy from Africa, he can say he's African, but there's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or something. That's his ethnic nation. Racially, we are together, but economically, we may well be enemies. And we have to be clear on that. That our economic enemy is just that. And if you deal with your economic enemy like it's your friend, you're going to be the loser at the end of the day. Now, we raised the question of Pan-Africanism in this hemisphere. You know, you had the brothers from Trinidad, and then you had W.B. Du Bois, and we created this phenomena. But Africa has never created a Pan-African movement. You understand? Africa has never really supported a Pan-African movement. We had a couple of people in Nkrumah and Julius Nyerere and Mugabe, but most of Africa never gave a damn about a Pan-Africanism because they're still bogged down in the colonial slavery of European Judeo-Christian indoctrination, which is worse than anything that we've suffered. Worse than anything that we've suffered. The illusion of the clothes and the language make us think we're dealing with somebody that has some African purity culturally and spiritually. You're dealing with a confused, backwards Christian that love Europe more than they love their own ancestors. They would not even use an African word for God. You know, in Ghana, if you talk about being a traditional African, you might get beat down in the street. You understand? You're ostracized on the radio. Movies are made to show African culture as being the devil, while Christian culture is coming in as the savior. This is TV shows and on TV in Nigeria and Ghana.
Omar Gunn Jr. Here's what happened.
Casting, like, no disrespect to nobody. I'm talking about when, like, Vin Rames, you sitting around, or Omar Gunn Jr., y'all niggas sitting around, like.
So that's what happened. I called him Omar Gunn Jr., and he's like, that you calling me out my name. Cuba's the junior. How am I be the junior? And he made 3 diss records. They wasn't that bad. They was actually pretty good, to be honest with you. But I was like, damn, this nigga's bugging. So when I did my freestyle, I said, please don't mention me with no Omar Gooding. He did another record. Cool. So this while we working on It Is What It Is, Buffer like, Kim, we ain't got time for that, man. We got to finish. I said, Buffer's right. But I'm on vacation. So I threw up a post the other day like, yo, you a Nickelodeon kid. Stop playing with grown folks. So what he do? He do another diss record. So you know me, I got a new way to play with niggas. Pause. Super pause. I'm going to start booking niggas. Because y'all broke. A lot of niggas is broke. I booked that nigga for $7,500 to do a movie for 3 weeks. He said I didn't. So you know what I did? I booked a nigga to do a movie that's never coming out. Like 3 weeks ago. Yeah, Omar. That movie you flew to Miami for, it ain't no movie coming out. I booked you. And I was laughing at you behind the scenes. I was there. I was sitting there laughing at you. And you know what? Now you're coming on Revolt tonight. Because you signed the paperwork saying I could do whatever with the footage. You thought them niggas was real movie producers? They are real movie producers. But them was my niggas. You was in a room full of niggas that was my niggas.
Check it out, y'all. Look at this.
Whole staff. This is the whole staff from when I was shooting. Oh, look, he signed the paperwork. Hold on, let me get in here. He's signing the paperwork. This is meaning I can do whatever I want with this footage I want to do. Sign that paperwork right. This is it. You're reading for nothing, stupid. Put your fucking titties back in, nigga. What the fuck you doing with your titties out, nigga? Fuck is wrong with you, man? You're comfortable too. Nigga, mad comfortable. Put your titties away, nigga. I don't know what's wrong with nigga. Oh, look, he's brushing his hair. Look, hold on, let me get back. Oh, hold on, let me get back in. Get them waves right, nigga. Oh, he got get the curls. Look at this nigga doing push-ups. Look at, I got this nigga doing push-ups. Get your ass on the floor and do push-ups, nigga. Nigga really think he in a movie. Do your push-ups, nigga. Yeah, I got you doing push-ups, stupid ass. Look at me.
And that's just behind the scenes. So tonight at 10 p.m. on Revolt, is going to be streaming tomorrow. Look at Omar Gunn playing in a movie that's never coming out. Mind you, they all speaking Spanish the whole time. He don't even speak Spanish. They talking about the nigga in Spanish while the movie's going on. So the dialogue is all Spanish, and he don't know Spanish. They was talking about you, stupid. Now, keep doing another record. I'm going to book you for my goddaughter baby shower. Her shit is in October, and we'll book you to do all the dish records. I'll pay you for that, too, because what I'm going to start doing is paying niggas just to laugh at them.
Wilmington, Delaware, took out a notice to auction off the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy campus for unpaid vacant property registration fees.
Is you don't have, you just have to.
So what was y'all doing at the port? You was playing?
No, we're watching a movie because they were doing a movie there. I'm very worried.
That's my husband.
Okay.
You can tell him what happened.
We were at the park, you know, because Spring Lake Park was doing a movie. I got a fight with my family and they left me.
Really? For what? What was the fight, y'all?
It was over me sharing a pillow with my sister.
And they left you?
Yes.
Are you shitting me?
Yes.
Where are they from? Where are you guys from?
Talk, Arkansas.
You don't know their number? I can call them?
16, almost 17.
So what was y'all doing at the port? You was playing?
No, we're watching a movie because they were doing a movie there. I'm very worried.
Like us, but he don't look like us. Y'all, let me tell you how this officer.
That shit clean though, twin.
He talk like us, but he don't look like us.
Pulled me over in a Tesla.
Twin, I ain't do that shit.
I was even here, yes sir.
I ain't do that shit.
You gave me a warning. I said I didn't see the light. I was trying to follow the lights.
Oh, that was you.
That was me.
Oh, that was you. You was doing all that rah-rah shit.
Oh. Was. I was in the back seat, yeah, little rah-rah. Y'all, let me tell you how this officer.
That shit clean though, twin.
He talk like us.
control 100% of the narrative? Because when you ever wonder why less than 15% of the world's population feels the need to control 100% of the narrative? Because when you're a genetic outlier, born from a recessive mutation, with a ticking clock on your DNA, you have to lie to survive. Let's get into it. Modern Europeans carry between 2 to 4% Neanderthal DNA. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's confirmed by peer-reviewed journals like Nature, Science Advances, and Cell. The Neanderthals were not some mystical master race. They were cold-adapted hominins who lived in 15% of the world feels the need to control 100% of the narrative? Because when you're a genetic outlier, born from a recessive mutation, with a ticking clock on your DNA, you have to lie to survive. Let's get into it. Modern Europeans carry between 2 to 4% Neanderthal DNA. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's confirmed by peer-reviewed journals like Nature, Science Advances, and Cell. The Neanderthals were not some mystical master race. They were cold-adapted hominins who lived in caves, scavenged for food, and operated in small, isolated groups. They weren't the future. They were a failed branch of the human tree. And those Neanderthal traits still show up in their descendants. Lower sociability, higher aggression, light skin and light eyes, red or straight hair, high pain tolerance, shorter limb ratios, and a disconnection from nature's rhythms. They weren't creators. They weren't builders. They were survivors of harsh, sun-starved environments until they weren't. They died out. Not because they were killed off, but because their own epigenetic behavior, their limited fertility, isolationist tendencies, and lack.
Pause that. Can't lie. I'm about to go eat some steak and eggs, so I'll edit this for something later.